You got anesthesia in your Chanel number 5. Girl, you make me numb. You got anesthesia in your Chanel number 5. Side effect amnesia from your chapstick kiss on mine. You're my own sangria, you make me forget my lines. You got anesthesia in your Chanel number 5. Number 5. Girl, you make me numb. In your Chanel number 5. Girl, you make me numb.
Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. My name is Gallium. You just saw me on stream get swept. I am here, joined in the booth by no man other than Sage. How you doing, Sage?
I am doing okay. I'm a little bit sick, but hopefully this matchup we have on our hands makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, this matchup is a pretty good one in the Novice League. You have two of probably the top Novice teams going head to head, in my personal opinion. You have two good friends, Is it Chad, Brindy, going head to head. You have Frost going head to head with the Vandals. It is going to be one heck of a matchup. What can you tell us about these two teams, Sage?
Well, both teams amazing finishes to the season, both finishing at 12 and 6. The only reason why one team had the tiebreaker over the other was, I guess, head to head. Vandals previously beat this team in the regular season. But aside from that, this Frost team is all over this Nemesis stat sheet. They have three players in total score, assists, shot, demos, goals, all of them being top 15 or better. They are an insane roster on paper. Same with that Vandal squad. They have Brindy, Jolly, Phantom, and Jinja. I mean, they just have amazing pieces all across the board. This should be a top tier matchup.
Yeah, honestly, I think this matchup is going to be one for the ages, especially due to the fact that both these teams have those key players, and I think honestly, it's going to be about matchups that really decides who's going to take this one, and how both teams play is definitely going to affect that. So I believe we have all the players in the lobby. I'm going to ask you a little bit early here, Sage. Who do you think's taking this one?
Man, I've scrimmed both of these teams recently. Both teams look absolutely amazing, but I have to go with Frost in seven. I think this is going to be a game seven. I think this is going to be a thriller. I think this was the best novice matchup of the first round, and hopefully I am not proved wrong, Gallium.
I agree. I think both these teams, I believe they met before. I can't remember which week specifically, but I think Frost kind of it took them to beat Downtown the last time they matched up. So let's see if anything changes. As we have Parallax gonna make an early move off the backboard. Brindy gonna send that one down. Icarus off the sidewall gonna make a play over to Is it Chad. Never mind. Parallax takes the shot, tries to get a good shot. Cannot find the back of the net. Jolly Rogers sending it down. Is it Chad gonna get a good touch over to the sidewall? A Freckly Grinja gonna get it over in front of the net. Can't really find a touch. Rainy the Blade gonna try to find another touch. And what can you tell us about these two teams? What you're seeing so far, Sage?
I'm seeing a bit of the stream nerves come into play here. It looks like a little bit of bang ball. There hasn't been any sustained offense. There's only been one shot by Frost so far. Oh my goodness, Jolly Rogers has one clang off the crossbar there. But it's been a whole lot of boom ball. This is maybe the first stint of sustained offense that we've seen from either team here.
Honestly, I'm really liking what I'm seeing for both teams, both keeping the pressure in each other's zones. And I think a key player for this Vandals team is going to be Jolly Rogers. He didn't really show up in the last matchup against Frost, but hopefully he shows up here as fucking Grinja gonna get a save, and Is it Chad gonna put it right in the back of the net.
Those boys are looking warm over there in on the Frost team. I just got out of a scrim with them. This is exactly what they were doing. They just love the pressure in Izichat there to bury the pass from Icarus.
A beautiful shot and a beautiful pass coming up from Frost. On paper, honestly, one of the best teams in Novice, and we're seeing it right here and now. They are definitely putting in the work in Vandals early, but that's not to say that the Vandals aren't ready for this tall task, because they've prepared all season for this matchup. Let's see if they can handle it. Jolly Rogers has an opportunity here. He tries to get the 50. Icarus gonna beat him out for it. Icarus gonna give it over to Parallax. Parallax, oh, I thought he almost had a double there. Turns out he didn't. The ball just continuing to float in the Vandal zone. Let's see if they can get it clear. Grinja tries to get it out. He does successfully, but not without a contest from Parallax. Icarus over to the sidewall. And again, out to the midfield. Isn't Chad going to take a shot? It does not go. Brindy and Parallax going to try to fight for the ball. Parallax ends up winning that one. Jolly Rogers has an opportunity. Icarus says no. Jinja is going to try, and Is it Chad again with another goal.
Chad is absolutely taking over this game. He was an all-star this season, and he is showing why, beating his good friend Brindy there with the shot to put them up 2-0 in game one.
An absolutely massive goal for this Frost team who, honestly, I was wondering if Vandals were going to put up a bigger fight early. It seems that it's going to be the same kind of routing that they gave them in the regular season, and Icarus is proving why.
Icarus says, "Get in the gym," as he just forces his way past Jolly Rogers there. Just a great 50 and a great finish. They're up 3 in this rout in game one.
Yeah, it's starting to get into uncontrollable territory for the Vandals. They need to really step it up here if they want to have a chance, and I think Brindy is the guy to bring them that opportunity. An excellent player, and the Novice is a double commit going to go out. Jolly Rogers almost connects with the ball. He can't find it. Parallax and Brindy going to collide. Brindy gets a good ball over to Jinja. Jinja going to get it out to Parallax. The ball just continuing to float in the Frost zone. Again, off the waterfall for him. Could not get down. Jolly Rogers over to Parallax. Parallax sending it down the field once again. And as we pass this halfway point, we passed it a couple seconds ago. I have to say, this Frost team is putting on one heck of a show so far.
They just all in all look like the better team. It looks like they have better chemistry. They have had 3 assists on each of their goals. So 3 for 3 on assists there, and they're meshing well. They're playing well, and it's showing right now.
Beautiful stuff coming out from Frost. Hopefully we can see Vandals at least get a little bit of a resurgence going late into this game as the ball is still floating in Frost zone. Jinja almost with a shot, and he connects with it, and I think 2 Frost players might have missed the ball there.
2 Frost players did indeed miss the ball there. But that all starts off with the Jolly Rogers demo. A demo opening up the defense, forcing one player to, play a little bit faster than he might want to, and they try to get one back here in game one.
And honestly, I think that goal is huge, especially from momentum-wise. I feel like they felt they were down in the dumps, but now they are less down in the dumps, and as I say that, Icarus is going to put one in the back of the net.
You know what? I didn't mean to say try to get one back, but I mean, they got one back, and then immediately Icarus buries another one to make it 4-1, a 3-goal lead here in game one.
Massive game from Frost early. Let's see if they can continue this later down the stretch of this game. They still have a minute to work with, so Vandals are not out of the contention just yet, and the same goes for Frost, they're not out of the woods just yet. Jinja gonna collide with Icarus. The ball just getting sent over to the Vandal zone. Brindy is gonna have an unfortunate miss, and we'll just chalk that up to a Novice moment.
That is super unfortunate, an unlucky pinch to even start it off, and then Brindy maybe dealing with a bit of lag. He's not. It was just an all-out whiff. Unfortunate series of events as the bleeding does not stop.
It's really unfortunate when you see these kinds of things, especially late. It's really a momentum killer for this team, and honestly, if they don't get a goal here in the last 40 seconds of this game, it's gonna look pretty dire going into the game too. I'm not saying they would be pretty keen to try a timeout here, but honestly, a timeout wouldn't be the worst move for them so far, as routing in game one is telling of that story. Jolly Rogers up with Parallax. Parallax gonna get a touch. Parallax still with the ball. He has an opportunity here. He gets it to the sidewall. Icarus with the shot below. Can't really do much with it. Jolly Rogers pops it up. The Merc main putting in work. Parallax over to the sidewall. Brindy has a chance. Brindy gonna try to clear it out. Oh, what a shot coming down. Unfortunately, he wasn't on the net. Is it Chad with 8 seconds? Can he put it in the back of the net? No, he can't find it. Jolly Rogers and his whole Vandal crew gonna try to score a goal late in this game. 1 second now. The ball is still up. Can Jinja put on a good shot? He does, but unfortunately, it hits the ground before he can get there. And a 5-1 routing of Vandals gonna put Frost up 1-0 here, Sage.
A routing indeed, as Frost, the winners of that game, are asking for a server reset. But man, this Frost team, they just look warmed up. I know I'm the one who did warm them up, but they look like they are clicking right now. They're connecting on passing plays. They're playing stout defense. All in all, they look like a great team.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like this, with being a great team, you have to keep on having that momentum going for you. And I feel like Frost is doing an excellent job of that. They're just keeping the pressure on, and when they release a foot off the gas, they're still just as dangerous, keeping the Vandals away from the net as much as possible. And I think that's really remarkable for this team, as I feel like we went into the wrong map here. So we're going to
Oh,
have to leave
good.
again. Unfortunate for the both teams, but hey, they get even more of a break. And this honestly could serve as their timeout. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if this was all just a ploy to get more time, honestly, a very big brain move coming out from the Vandals.
I, Big Brain, not so much because it was the Frost team that asked for the server reset. The Vandals, I think they were content with the server
Oh,
we were
okay.
in. This could be, shoot yourself in the foot moment. But I mean, that Frost team, they kind of look formidable there. They just kept on dropping in points like it was nothing. And the Vandals team, I honestly, they're doing fine. They just need to sink their shots because they're taking shots, and unfortunately, they're just either getting blocked because they're simple shots or they're just missing the net completely.
Yeah, the shots just coming in like pop shots, not really generating enough offense really to get something going. And very unfortunate for the Vandals, but hopefully they could rebound in game two. I really liked what I saw in game one early. They really got to the Frost team. They put on that pressure. They got the ball to the back wall, and they just started to pound Frost. And I just feel like that was lost once Frost scored those two goals at the beginning. I feel like Vandals just needs to come out early, score a couple goals, and make something happen here, Sage.
I 100% agree with you. I think if they score that first goal, if they score the first couple goals, in fact, I think that alleviates so much pressure. You just got out of a beatdown. You got a little bit of a time. You got longer than what you would have got had you called a timeout. So I'm sure that
Did we lose Sage? We might have lost Sage. Is he here? I don't know if he's here, but
I
I'm
am
just gonna.
here.
You okay? You okay there,
I
buddy?
I am sorry. My mom bust my door down. I got a bit scared, so I just muted my mic.
That's
But
all right. Happens to the best of us, Sage.
but yes, I think that if Vandals, if they can get a fast start here, they will have a very good chance at rebounding from that game one.
Yeah, and honestly, having a fast start can really do a lot for your nerves. I know I just played on stream, and it really is just kind of a shell shock moment where you go into stream and it's like, wow, I'm really here. You have to score that first goal to kind of relieve the pressure, kind of chill you out a little bit. And I think Vandals need to find that, but it's not looking too great for them as I see a little bit of a double commit going out, and Icarus has an opportunity here, and he's going to get it past the whole defense, and that is not the start you want if you're a Vandals fan.
That is absolutely the worst imaginable start for you. Icarus, seeing that there's one person back, he pre-jumped. Let me just hit it around you, my good sir. That's what he said. And they're up 1-0 in game two.
I didn't know you were in their comms stage. That's quite interesting. Coming, that's quite interesting, But I don't doubt it for a second, as Brindy and Icarus are very good friends. So, you know, I'm glad to see this matchup going head to head. They were both all stars, both on opposing sides, both east and west. So they like going head to head with each other. So. It just honestly depends on the team around them, and I feel like so far this Frost team has just been the better team, as Vandals nowhere really to be found on this defensive side so far. Parallax going to put another pass to the midfield. Is it Chad? Can't find it. Icarus up with the ball. He can't find it. Jolly Rogers finally cleared it out. He tries to get it over to Brindy, but Parallax going to block that one away. A player that doesn't get a whole lot of recognition on this Frost team, somebody who I really like personally, is Parallax, because he is just the man of the hour. And you see right here, he stays so calm and collected. He waits for the right moment. He's kind of like Batman, just on top of Gotham City, just really waiting for his prey. And then he just comes down and he snatches it. And you're seeing right here, the patience really from Parallax is, I think, what puts Frost above some of the other teams out here, Sage.
I think Parallax, like you said, I think he's the veteran of the group. He's definitely the highest MMR player. I'm pretty sure he was a challenger player in Nemesis at one point, so he has been high up in the ranks compared to Novice, and he does a great job leading this team. Him and Icarus, very good friends, and the addition of Izachad in that mix, it builds up a beautiful team.
Yes, it does. But on the opposing side, the Vandals have a little bit of a more unprecedented team. You don't have as much of a mechanical team, but the chemistry is just off the charts with this team. And I think that is something that they are showing right here, especially getting pounded a little bit by this Frost offense. They're really staying strong, staying in the zone, and trying to really recuperate here after Frost, in that game one, they really took it to them. But the Vandals are finding their way back as we see Icarus going to give it over to Parallax, who's going to dribble it down into the Vandal zone. Parallax with another touch. Parallax can't find that third touch. Is Chad just going to be patient here? Wait for Jolly. Jolly hits it to the sidewall. Can Jinja get there? And wow! What a 50 coming up from Jinja.
Jinja, what a read. I mean, he just pre-jumps that completely there. He has no clue where Izachad's hitting it. What a dunk coming out from Ginja there.
A massive dunk for a massive, massive goal for the Vandals. That is their second goal of the series, and boy, does that feel good. Tying up the game like this. Jolly Rogers almost had the shot of his life. That Merc almost put so much power down on it that he scored that. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. Jinja, can he pop off again? Jinja up. 2 players up for Frost, and a little bit of a miscommunication on the Vandals side of things. Kind of cools down that threat as we have Icarus sending it to the sidewall. Jinja gonna get a touch. Parallax over to Icarus. Icarus sends it over to the sidewall. Brindy has to take his time here. He doesn't want to get too desperate. Brindy with a good first touch. Can he get a second? He does. Is that a shot? Yes, it is. And Brindy the Blade is going to put his team ahead.
That's a great way to come back from the 1-goal deficit that they were at a couple minutes ago in this game. To take the lead in this game 2 is huge for them. They got destroyed in game 1, and they're looking to return the favor here in game 2.
Massive, massive goal from this team, and they are finding their stride here. This is a Vandals team that I failed to see in the regular season against Frost, and I'm liking this version of them. Hopefully they can keep the goals coming because they definitely need them against this Frost team. Let's see if that happens. Parallax going to give it over to Jinja. Jinja over to the sidewall. Brindy the Blade over to Icarus. Icarus over to Parallax. Parallax going to try to find a hit over to Jolly Rogers. He can't find it. Izachad down the field over to Brindy. Brindy over to Parallax. Parallax finding a hit over to Izachad. Jinja can't find the touch. Icarus does, though. Icarus, can he get a second one? He dunks him out. The ball is just floating there. It doesn't happen, though. Jolly Rogers over to the sidewall. Over to Izachad. Izachad with the dunk. He can't find it. Parallax gonna try it again. Brindy gonna pop this one up. Icarus to the sidewall. Can't find anything. Jinja down the field, a good pop. Can he make something of it? Tries to get a demo. It fails. Brindy the Blade down the field. Can he find a touch? He gets one. He almost got past 2 defenders there. And Sage, this is a new and improved Vandals team.
This Vandals team, they're starting to click. This is the Vandals team. I know this is the Vandals team that will put you in the dust. They just needed to warm up a little bit. As I say that, Jinja gonna sink one past them to put a dagger in game 2.
Absolute missile coming out from Jinja, and this man has been popping off. 2 goals, 4 saves, 3 shots. What more can you want from a freckly Jinja? Not anymore, honestly, as he has been definitely the face of this team in this game number 2, and as the clock ticks down, we'll see if the Vandals can do anything more to try to improve the momentum they are going to have going into game 3, tying this series up. And this playoffs Vandal team is a different breed.
A different breed indeed, as Freckly Ginja came to play that game. 600 points, 4 saves, 2 goals, the backbone of the Vandals team in game 2. This Frost team, to pick it back up, they honestly just need to sink their shots. They outshot this Vandals team by 8 shots.
Yeah, that sounds
One player.
That's good.
I was wondering if my math was mathing there because
No, no,
I don't go to
I
college or anything, you know.
no, you're fine. I double checked for you, Sage. You're good.
But I mean, all of the Vandal shots equates to Parallax's shots in this game. It's 6-6 between one player and three players. I think Frost, they just need to sink their shots like how they were in game one. But the Vandals playing extraordinary defense there in game two.
Honestly, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from them. I think the aggression is really working for them. You know, I didn't think the aggression would work for them, but you know, they're finding their stride here, Sage, and that's something you want to see from a Vandals team who kind of looked down and out of it in game one. They climb back into this game two and they make something happen. What are your predictions for this game three here, Sage?
And I honestly think whoever scores first is going to be. Are we going to have a map switch here? Yes, no, maybe so.
Who knows at this point? We're just along for the ride, aren't we, Sage?
We are just along for the ride. We cannot control a single thing going
Oh,
on here,
interesting.
as we are leaving to reset the map. I think we loaded into the wrong map there. But as I was saying, this Vandals team, I mean, they're starting to click. They look dangerous. They look very, very dangerous.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really just impressed with their play. And I feel like a key part of that was Jinja. I mean, he just got to the ball with such power and such passion, just putting it in the back of the net anytime he needed to. And for the Vandals, that is most of the time because they were looking kind of down and out of it. But glad they got back. And I think that Brindy's solo play just showed the amount of mechanics that that guy has. Absolute just poise, just taking it away from the defender. I believe it was Icarus. He juked out Icarus, got the ball to the sidewall, got the boost, and he just did the rest. Took the shot, and honestly, Brindy, he is the star of this team, but he doesn't play like a star player. He honestly is really, really laid back, and he kind of just lets his team do whatever, and he's just on cleanup crew, but not that time. Really impressed with this Vandals play. And what do you think Frost has to do to improve in this series?
I think Frost, they need to get back to what they were doing in game one. They were keeping pressure, they were maintaining pressure. I think they held the Vandals team to 2 or 3 shots in that first game. That's what they need to do. They cannot let this Vandals team start getting demos, shots. I mean, the more the Vandals are on offense and on the Frost side of the field, the more goals they will score. And I think that showed completely in this past game.
I agree. You know, you got to keep the opponent away from your net, and hopefully we are good to go for this game three. Game three coming to your television sets. That was really old school. I apologize. It's Vandals and
Television
Frost.
sets.
Television sets. You know, that's not something you hear every day. As the kickoff going to go down, and we have one heck of a series coming your way. I just know it's going to be an absolute classic between these teams. The fourth and the fifth seed going head to head in this matchup, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. Jinja gonna put it top left, and wow, he had two players ready on that save. What an incredible shot coming out. Brindy gonna try to find a shot. He cannot. Ball in the Frost zone. A demo coming out. Can Jinja find a shot? No, he can't. Jinja with this renewed confidence of really just being a presence early in this game. Let's see if Jolly Rogers can do the same, kind of step up for his team, generate some opportunities. Speaking of the man, here he goes off the sidewall over to Jinja, setting the man up. Can Brindy find it? He can't before Parallax gets there. Jolly Rogers off the back wall, over, and he cannot dunk out Icarus. An unfortunate 50 coming out there. Brindy off the sidewall. Can he find the flip? No, he can't, but he dunks out Icarus. Jolly Rogers with a shot, and Chad. What a save. This man is everywhere on defense.
Everywhere on defense, indeed. You need to be everywhere on defense when you're going up against a player like Jolly. He is everywhere all the time. An annoying player to play against, but a great player. And I think that they are handling him fairly well so far in this game three.
Yeah, as Vandals having one more shot in this game. I know it's a little early, but that one shot difference shows the amount of pressure that the Vandals are putting on to the Frost net, and that's something that you want to see from them. Brindy going to try to do a little bit of solo play. I think he ran out of boost there. The ball just taken back into Jolly Rogers' zone. Jolly Rogers has some time. He can't really get to that. Brindy is going to fake it out, give it to Jolly Rogers. Jinja off the side wall. Chad gives him a favorable touch. Jinja can't find the touch. Jolly Rogers last man back, and oh no, a mistake coming out from him. Can Icarus capitalize? No, he can't. His buddy Brindy gonna put the slap down on him on defense. Parallax up with the ball. Jolly Rogers can't find it. The ball just still in the Vandal zone. Here's where Frost capitalize most of the time. They set up in your zone. They get really dangerous. They're like a three-headed snake, kind of like a Hydra. Shout out Hydra. Jolly Rogers going out to the sidewall. Over to Parallax. Isn't Chad going to try to find a touch? Over to Jinja. Jinja, another touch. Can Brindy find it? No, he can't. And they're just trading blows at this point, Sage.
I mean, 2 back-to-back stints of just offensive pressure here as, oh my, what a save coming out from Izzachad again. Izzachad is being the backbone of this Frost back line. He is absolutely dominating on the defensive side of the ball. I think that he just needs to make a couple switches in his rotations so that he can get more involved on offense, because I honestly think he also is one of the best offensive players in Novice League.
I agree. I think he has a very bright future ahead of him, especially if he does take his talents to the Prospect League. Everybody who is on a Prospect team, keep your eyes peeled for this man. Absolutely class player coming out from there. As the ball just being sent down to the Frost zone. Icarus is going to get a touch, but it more favors the Vandals as Brindy has a shot. Brindy going to put it up there. Can't find it. A beautiful demo coming out. Jinja last back. Jinja putting a shot on net. Is that top right? No, it's not. He puts it top right himself, and here comes the Vandals.
Jinja there with a solo play of his own. A bit of a miscommunication on the Frost back line, but Jinja there to take advantage, gets a bit of a backboard read there to put his team up in game 3.
You know, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this Jinja fella. I didn't really see too much from him in the regular season game, and now he's just really showing up and showing out. The improvement between those 2 games is a little insane, and I expect more. And I feel like this Vandals team has really come up huge against this Frost team that was looking a little dangerous, and let's see if they can be the danger like Walter White against this Frost team. Izzachad gonna send it down. Izzachad fails to get a second touch. Parallax finds that touch. Brindy gonna backflip. Eventually gets the ball cleared. The ball just floating up. Parallax can't find that. Jinja has another touch, and oh my goodness, he hits it off the crossbar. Jolly Rogers can't get there. Can Brindy get there? No, he can't. Another chance squandered from the Vandals. Do you think a goal is coming?
I think a goal is coming right here as the net is wide open. Parallax gonna take a shot, too soft to get past Brindy. I do think that this Frost team is gonna be able to equalize. I think they get at the very minimum 1 more goal. They need to just calm down, focus on their rotations a little bit more, and I think they'll be good to get a tying score.
I think it's definitely within their reach to get a tying score here. Honestly, this Frost team has not failed to disappoint me, but they have disappointed me in one department, that is the pressure department, as Jolly Rogers gonna do it all himself.
What a team play there coming out from the Vandals. 2 nice touches back-to-back there from Brindy. A bit of an awkward touch for Icarus to read, and there is Jolly Rogers there to put it away.
Massive, massive goal. I keep saying how massive these goals are because against a team like Frost, having the lead is incredibly important. 6 seconds left. Can Frost find a late goal? Oh, it's a dangerous chance here. Izzachad with the shot. Can't find it, and the Vandals sneak away, or steal away, rather, a Game 3 victory. And honestly, I'm not surprised.
I'm actually on the other side, very surprised. I think this Frost team, I think they were playing really well in those first 2 games, but something happened this game. I think the Vandals just completely took over in this game 3, and I think that showed the scoreline. I don't think the scoreline does it justice how well the Vandals play in that game.
Told you guys, it's going to be an absolute classic, so make sure to stick around. And honestly, between these 2 teams, I think if they keep the same roster next season, we could be seeing this next season, but with MMR caps and all of that, this might not be the case, as we have everybody in the lobby. I just need that Sage prediction. Who do you think's taking this game for, Sage?
I've been wrong the last 2 times.
That's okay.
I'm going to be wrong again, maybe. Okay, I'm going to rock with Frost. I think they're going to be able to regain. They had a great first 2 games. I think last game was a bit of a wake-up call for them. They need to start playing their brand of Rocket League, and I think they're going to start doing it here.
I agree. They just need to play their game, and here comes their game. Parallax going to slot it in early.
What did I tell you guys? I think that this Frost team is going to start playing the way they did back in game 1 and 2, and that's a great play by Icarus to start it off and set up Parallax for a 1-goal lead in game 4.
Huge goal for Frost. And, you know, a goal that I didn't think would come this early, but I'm kind of glad it did for this Frost team who definitely needed it early. Parallax going to give it down to Brindy. Brindy off the side wall. Going to give it to Izachad. What a banger. Over to the back wall. And
Wow.
I think Jinja is just going to have a little bit of a Novice moment himself.
I think Ginger's just too cracked for Novice. I mean, another own goal coming out in Novice. How many have there been so far in the Novice League play-in playoffs?
Oh my goodness. That like at least like 6.
I know my team was courtesy of, what, 4? I mean...
It was a ridiculous number.
I mean, the own goals in Novice right now, they're going kind of crazy. I think these guys are forgetting what teams they play for.
You know, and that could be a good thing for a team or a bad thing. Let's just hope you're not on the losing side of it as we continue here with not even a minute down. Frost having a 2-0 lead. Can they continue it? Let's find out. Icarus off the sidewall, beats out one. Can he beat out Brindy? No, he can't. Ball just floating in the midfield. Parallax with one touch. He dunks out 2. Can Parallax keep it going? No, he's going to give the roll to Izachad. Izachad with the pass, and that pass was too hard. A little bit of a miscommunication there. Not how that should have been handled, but, you know, you have to give credit where credit's due. Parallax with an amazing dunk over 2 players, and I'm really hoping for him to be a presence here, Sage.
I think he will be a presence. I think he's going to start picking it up here as, I mean, in our scrim before this game, he was absolutely popping off. He's already popping off in this game with 146 points and a goal. I think he is going to be the key member of this Frost team if they want to make it past this Vandals barrier that they're facing right now.
Yeah, and I feel like this Vandals barrier isn't as formidable as it might seem, and I feel like Frost is exploiting that a little bit. They've gone back to their brand of Rocket League, the old tried and true, the original Coke, and they're finding good success, and that's something that you need to do against this Frost team as Icarus is going to try to take it off the sidewall. He doesn't find the touch, but Parallax does. A dangerous ball, but Izachad's going to play it patient. Brindy with a demo. Jolly Roger's going to try to dribble it. Can he get it past one? No, he can't. Freckly Jinja going to put it in the back of the net. A 1-goal difference in this game.
You know what? That all starts off with that Brindy demo, and this might be a little bit crazy to say. I don't think that was, you know, a planned demo. I think he went for that demo strictly because it was Izachad. They are such good friends. I think that he honestly did that for the troll, and it ended up working out for his team.
You know, troll or not, it works. So, you know, you're glad to see it as Parallax going to try to do it as Brindy has been the last line of defense on multiple occasions. Shows up again here. Icarus with a failed attempt at a shot. Jinja off the sidewalk. He's finding Jolly Rogers, who instead has a little bit of a miscommunication. I think he wanted to go for a demo there. Fortunately, it didn't go. Brindy the Blade over to Jinja. Jinja to Izachad. Izachad has a little bit of a clear opportunity, but can't get it quite past Jolly Rogers. Parallax with a shot off the top of the net. Izachad taking his time here. And wow, he fakes out 1, gets 2, and this man can't be stopped.
He is disgusting. That is a nasty play. Fakes 1 and then just pinches it into his friend to give his team a 2-0 lead.
You know, it's just one of those nasty plays.
2-0.
It's one of those plays where it's just like, why am I even watching this? I feel gross, you know, and that's why sometimes I wish that we could take some plays off the screen because they're just that nasty. But I know Rockerman went like that for content purposes, as I believe one player of Vandals is AFK. I think Jinja might be having a little bit of issues here. Hopefully not a replica of the match we saw earlier in the Challenger League, the Flame and Raptors match, as he has lost connection here. Don't know how this is going to play out. I think they're just going to do a 3v2. I have no idea, and I wish
they cannot call a reset. No. Okay.
Well, you know, we just got word that they couldn't. So, unfortunate here, but the 3v2. Let's see if it works for them, as it is a 3-1 lead for Frost. As oh my goodness, Jolly Rogers putting it from downtown, make it a 1-goal game.
Chad, this is crazy. I mean, 1 man down, and Jolly Rogers comes out with that. That is the Merc power. He is a Merc menace in that Merc. He gets it all done, and he pulls the game within 1 for the Vandals.
Listen, for all you script writers out there, if you want to write a good script, here's how you do it. You have the Vandals taking this in a 3v2, but the villains of this script, Frost, gonna put one away.
The villains of the script indeed is a Chad. It's a 2v3. I mean, that's free pick'ems for Is a Chad right there. He's an all-star. He's a great Rocket League player. He's going to take that every single time.
You know, he's probably one of the reasons that I watched the Novice All-Star game. Really just an entertaining player, and him and Brindy combined, really entertaining as well. Is a Chad going to find that touch? Give it over to Jinja. Jinja over to Brindy. Can he find a shot? No, he can't. As Jinja has finally returned, ladies and gentlemen, he has come home, and not to a household that is really stable right now.
To a stable household, as Parallax able to get a nice 50, and then all he needs is one more tap to tap it past Jolly Rogers, and it is a 3-goal game in Game 4.
You know, I'm just going to go with a tried and true Nemesis saying, unfort we regain, as Vandals just a little bit unfortunate there. I mean, you can't really ask for much more coming out from the 3v2. They did score one, but they also conceded one. So, in all, it was even. And I think regardless of the disconnect, I think the outcome would have been the same. Frost, as Parallax, going to get a dunk, and Jinja with another save. A lot of these saves that the Vandals been having have been those goal line saves. Let's see if these continue. Jinja down the field. Jinja over to Izachad, who has a booming clear. Over to Jolly Rogers. Jolly Rogers can't find the touch, but Izachad can. Gets behind the defense, and beautiful touch from Brindy. Jolly Rogers over to the sidewall, meets Icarus before it gets there. Jolly Rogers again trying to find that touch, and an unfortunate 50 coming out, and Icarus going to be on the other side of that.
You know what? You call it unfortunate. I call it getting into the gym. I think these Frost players have been in the gym for a couple months prior to these games, because they are winning what seems like every single 50. And that might be a key, because in both the matches they've played, they were winning a lot of the 50s. And, I mean, game 1 was a rout. This game is, I define it as a rout. It's a 4-goal difference. I think that might be the key for them.
Yeah, and I feel like one thing that's gone unnoticed is Vandals' demo play. We haven't really seen it that much this game. Granted, it was a 3v2 at one point. I just really didn't see enough of that demo play that they really love to do. Granted, it hasn't really worked for them all that well this game, but it is something that they're tried and true to. I really hope they return to that, really show Frost that they can't be sitting on the back line and getting these saves that they're getting. Did we lose Sage again? We might have lost Sage. Well, I'm just going to continue on with my point, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, as Sage has taken a little bit of a nap. Vandals, great team, okay? But going up against this Frost team, you can't really expect them to have the games that they had in games 3 and 4, or 2 and 3, if I can math correctly. Really consistently against this Frost team, who has been just a dominant force. Frost having 9 shots in that game to Vandals 6 shots. It's just honestly a rout whenever Frost gets in your face and they go to the gym, like Sage says. Honestly, kind of suspicious that they might be taking steroids based on how big they are and how just crazy these 50s are from Frost. Hoping to see a little bit more play, more demo play from the Vandals. I love demos. I think demos are pretty cool. So hopefully Vandals busts out a cool little demo play for me. And I'm just going to ask... Oh, you backstage?
I'm back. I don't know what happened there. Nothing was moving on my screen for a little bit. I think my Wi-Fi.
That's okay, Sage. Well, I'm going to ask you a question since you're back from your nap. Who do you think is going to take this Game 5 victory? Okay, well, you know, that's a little bit cheap, as Icarus is just going to score before you can finish your sentence. No. Icarus with the goal, and Sage,
I got it off.
Heavy accusations.
I got it off before they scored. That's why I had to cut you off there. I'm so sorry, but I saw they're about to score. I'm going to go with the team that scores first in a lot of these matches. I think I've gone with Frost for every single one of these games. I'm not biased. I never play for Frost. Never.
He is lying to you, ladies and gentlemen, as he is a Season 5 champion for Frost, but you didn't hear from me. You heard it from Sage, as Parallax is going to go up for this touch. He finally gets it, bringing to the blade. is just below the touch. Can't find it. It says it's Izachad on the other end of the field, and Izachad gonna slot that one home for a 2-0 lead.
He's a Chad. He is such an electrifying player. He gets it past the entire team there with just 2 touches, and they're up 2-0 in game 5.
Honestly, very unfortunate coming out from Vandals. That's not the start that you want to have, especially having that last game the way that they had it. I was kind of hoping they would come back into this game, you know, like they did after that game 3 loss, I believe, if I can math correctly. As Frost really kind of put the beat down on them, and they came back and they really showed Frost what's what. Let's see if we can see that again. As is it Chad?
Oh,
I
rule
believe
one.
there's a rule 1. As I can't tell, I think it's Jolly Rogers and who's the other player? Parallax in a rule 1. So it is a 2v2, ladies and gentlemen. Is it Chad and Icarus versus Brittany the Blade Jinja? Who will win? We will find out just now. As Brittany the Blade gonna put one bottom left, and that's his money spot.
Well, now I think we know that Frost aren't going to go for any more rule 1s, as Brindy able to sink a shot. An unfortunate miss there coming out from Icarus, but Brindy, heads up player, heads up goal to bring the game back within 1.
You love to see it in chat. Both players, Parallax and Jolly Rogers, sharing their respects with each other for holding out the rule 1. Just beautiful Rocket League, as we love to see in the Nemesis Gaming League. As the ball traveling off the backboard, going to be sent out to the sidewall. Icarus down the pitch. Can he find a touch? No. Parallax finds one instead, and Jolly Rogers on the backboard. Brandy the Blade can't find his touch, so Jinja finds one instead off the sidewall. Over to Icarus, who has a booming shot. Unfortunately, it's saved, and here come the demos as Parallax gonna score his first of the game.
Captain Icarus coming in clutch for his team to extend the lead back to 2. A great pass, an even better demo to open up the goal for Parallax there.
Really a beautiful play. Brought tears to my eyes, honestly. Great play from Frost. The demo, the pass, the shot. Everything just worked out in their favor. Kind of expected more of those in this series. Not really seeing as much as I would like, but hopefully they step it up to, you know, really snap their jaws shut on this Vandal comeback. But who knows? Is Brainy the Blade going to clear it out to Jolly, who gets bumped out by Parallax. Parallax going to fake Jolly. Can he get the second? No, he can't. Brainy the Blade, that defensive presence, not going to allow it. As Icarus going to take it down the field. He can't find a touch. Izachad has an open look here. He accidentally side flips, but I'll ignore that for now. Jolly Rogers going to miss his touch. Over to Brandy the Blade, who gives it right to Icarus, who's on the opposing team. Parallax to the sidewall. Can he find another touch? No, he can't. Icarus booms it out. Izachad off the sidewall, and what we're seeing from the Frost is really just domination in the offensive zone. Wouldn't you agree, Sage?
Domination indeed. I mean, how many shots do they have? They have 7 shots to the Vandals, 1 from Brindy. I can't lie. I don't know if Vandals are going to be able to claw their way back into this one. What do you think, Gallium?
Honestly, I feel like they have it. I mean, you have 2 minutes left to really work with it, and they're such a stout team and such a resilient team. I think they just need to find one of those goals that really just works out in their favor. Maybe a clear goal, as it's looking really dangerous right now. Jinja might have a chance here to find that goal. Not going to go off the ceiling. Instead, he stays grounded, and that might be the best move he's ever made, as Brindy going to try to find a touch. He accidentally backflips, tries to pop it over. He gets it over 1. Icarus with a missed touch. Izachad going to get it right to his buddy Brindy. Brindy going to juke out his own teammate, and we are truly seeing some novice play right here, Sage.
I am a novice player, and I can confirm that us novices, we love to bump our teammates. That is our main goal when we play Rocket League. Our goal is to disrupt our teammates as much as possible, and we are seeing not too much of that here. As I think both teams are playing well this game. I just think this Frost team, they're holding the Vandals to 1 shot. That's astounding, because this Vandals team has fantastic attackmen like Jinja, Brindy, and Jolly. They're all fantastic attacking players, and it's insane to me that this Frost team is able to hold them to 2 shots now.
I think both these teams are getting nervous. I can kind of tell in how they're playing. Seeing a lot of accidental backflips, a lot of accidental double commits, and when you really get down to the beans and carrots of this game, it's going to be a nervous matchup, especially going on later in this game. And if Frost wins this game, they are on match point. They are going to head to that beautiful map. What is that map? What map is
Isn't
next to?
it
It's
the one with the dragons?
Yes,
Or
Forbidden Temple. That's
Forbidden
what I
Temple.
thought.
There it is.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I thought. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm so used to the best of fives, and I'm not really
Yeah.
used to this sort of thing. But hey, as a shot coming in, Jolly Roger's gonna block it away. Is a Chad with an opportunity of his own, can't get there. Frankly, Jinja gonna try to find an opportunity for his team late. A beautiful opportunity. It is formulating, but I don't think it's gonna be enough as the clock winds down here, and Frost is going to take this game number 5 and go up 3-2 in this series. Are you surprised at all?
I, I am surprised at the scoreline. I am surprised at the 3-1 scoreline of the series. I thought this was going to go to a game 7. Both teams are fantastic teams. Of course, Frost, they're just getting the better of Vandals right now. Every single game they've won, they have been holding Vandals to minimal shots, minimal shooting opportunities. And I think that is what is winning them this series right now, is winning 50s and also keeping the Vandals out of their own half.
And honestly, that's just the key to any victory in the Novice League. If you are a novice player and you're in the stream, take notes of what Sage just said. Write it down in your handy dandy notebook and put it away for your game in the playoffs. And honestly, a very good advice for both of these teams, honestly, is I don't think, honestly, if I were the Vandals here, if I'm not mistaken, they haven't taken their timeout yet. I honestly would take my timeout.
I
Frost has
agree
won
with you.
2 games in a row. You can't really have them have this pressure any longer. If I'm on the Vandals, I'm taking that time out and hopefully regrouping here, but that is not going to be the case as Forbidden Temple hoping to provide some luck to one of these teams.
I think some insider info for you guys here. I think the Vandals might, on average, be the oldest team in Novice. I think they have 2 really old guys and then one guy that's just, in his late teens. But I think they're mature enough to know that, hey, we're on match point. We need to win 3 straight here. I think we could do it. If we win next game, we take the timeout then. But I personally, I agree with you. I think I would have taken the timeout there. You've just lost 2 in a row. You're on match point, on the brink of your season being over. I'm taking that time out there.
I agree, but maybe the Vandals know something that we don't. Kind of Titan League-esque for them not to take a timeout there, as we've seen Titan League players just refuse to take the timeouts, which is not necessarily a bad thing, especially for my Inferno, Shadow Inferno, as Parallax gonna take a shot over here, and it is going to float over to Jolly Rogers. Jolly Rogers finds another touch. Is a Chad over to Brindy the Blade. Brindy gets a first good touch. Can he find a second? No, he can't. Jinja helps him out. Brindy gonna try to grab the boost. He does. Bumps out Icarus. Can Jinja find a shot? He gets a good 50. Jolly Rogers with another shot. Can't get it past this Frost defense, and here comes Parallax on the counter attack. Parallax can't find that second touch. Is a Chad can though, and is a Chad with the solo play. He's just gonna dunk it every day of the week.
Chad is hooping right now. As I say, he is putting on a clinic right now, getting 2 very fast touches to beat 2 players on the Vandals team. He is carrying his team to these semifinals.
It's a very good feeling, especially winning in a close game against a team, but I honestly don't think that's going to be the case. I think the Vandals are going to take this to game 7 personally, but it's going to have to take Jinja to really step up. He's the man that I'm really looking for to step up here, and I think his teammates just need to set him up. He's been cooking a little bit, and let's see what's in the kitchen as he can't find that second touch, and the support system for Jinja is just not there at the moment. Hopefully they can find it. Jinja off the sidewall. Over to Icarus. Icarus finds that touch. Again, somebody be center. No, they can't. Brindy the Blade going to take his time. He has all the time in the world. He can knit a sweater at this point. Brindy the Blade going to try to find a touch. He demos out one. Jolly Rogers coming up. He takes a pop shot. There's a Chad with a beautiful stop. And again, it's just this Frost defense that's really getting to them as Jinja, the man of the hour, going to get his first goal of the game.
What a play there by Jinja, playing that 3rd man position, realizing his 2nd man's going out. Let me take that shot for you, is what he says in his team's comms as he equalizes the game for the Vandals here.
He is definitely hyped after that one. I would be too, as putting a shot that clean in the back of the net warrants a little bit of celebration. Icarus going to put it off to the back wall. Jinja off the back wall, can't find it. Jolly Rogers again. Here he comes. Jolly Rogers gonna get dunked out by Izzachad. Jinja off the sidewall gets one touch. Can he get a second? No, he can't. Icarus off to the sidewall, over to Brindy. He can't find the touch. Jolly Rogers dunks him out. A very good dunk out from Jolly Rogers. He pops it over to a potential teammate. A teammate can't find it, and honestly, the Frost look like they're slipping a little bit here, Sage.
I kind of disagree with you here. I think this is the most even it's been so far, other than I believe that was game 2. I think this is the most even it's been so far. Both teams taking blows at each other. A miss comes out. This could be dangerous for the Vandals, but they recover nicely. I think this is the most even it's been. I think we're seeing both teams, trade stints of offensive shots and offensive possession of the ball. And I think we're just waiting to see a mistake come out from either team, and the other team would just simply capitalize.
Yeah, I feel like mistakes are a big issue with Novice. It's whoever can make the least amount of mistakes usually wins the game, and both teams making a limited amount of mistakes. Jolly Rogers shoots it right to the defense. A mistake on that shot, but still, the Frost defense staying solid, staying stout, really denying all these free goals that Vandals might have. Jinja off the sidewall. He's going to fake it out. Maybe a pinch here, and he gets it past one defender. Can't get it past Parallax, though. Parallax has been playing well all series. Off the back wall, here comes Icarus, as he's going to get dunked out by Jinja. Here's a beautiful opportunity for the Vandals, and Parallax says, nah, we are going to dunk that away every day of the week. Parallax again, back out to Izzachad. What a pass. That is a high-level pass from Parallax over to Icarus, and wow, what a play.
That's just a beautiful play coming out from all three players. Parallax back to Izzachad. Izzachad off the corner to Icarus. Icarus hitting a nice angle. What a team play there from Frost.
Honestly, this is shaping up to be the match of the night. We're not even finished with tonight, so make sure to stick around, as our next matchup might even be spicier, but who knows? As Icarus and Jinja going to try to trade blows here, as the ball just being popped away from Izzachad. Izzachad going to try to find that touch, but his buddy Brindy again on the back line. It just feels like every time a team has an opportunity, it's either one of those two getting in the way, and oh no, Parallax with an unfortunate touch going to put his team to equalize.
That is just so unfortunate. A great shot there by Ginja. A miscommunication coming out on the Frost defensive side. And this game is now equalized.
Very unfortunate that it equalized in this way, but fortunate for Vandals fans out there, as their team is looking very dangerous, especially towards the end of this game. Can one of these teams find a late goal to maybe deny the overtime here, as we have 30 seconds left on the clock? Let's see who can win this game number 6, as Jinja almost dunks out the whole team. Cannot find that other dunk, as Icarus gonna put it to the sidewall. Here comes Icarus, gets it over one. Can he get it over another? No, Brindy is right there. Brindy hits it over to the side. Can Jinja redirect it? No, he gets bumped out of the way. Jolly Rogers with an opportunity to be the hero. He does not take it. Icarus over to Jinja. Over to Parallax. Parallax misses his touch. Oh no! Disaster striking for this Frost team. Vandals gonna win game number 6.
My jaw is on the floor here. That's one evil way for the scriptwriters to end this game. What is this, game 5? To end this game 5 off. I mean, that is evil.
Rocker Man, I blame you on that one. I didn't like that script very much. Gave me a heart attack there. As Parallax, fortunate miss, gonna put his team into game number 7. Not necessarily the place that they wanted to be, but not a bad place actually after all, because Frost is a clutch team, and we've seen that over and over again. What
this next game isn't it game 7, is it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, they're tied.
Frost was just up 3-1
in the series.
Were they not just up 3-1?
No, they're tied 3-3. Sage.
Oh my!
It's okay.
God.
Sage, it's okay. All right, as game number 7, spats get underway. As Sage is completely oblivious to the game number 7, I'm just gonna let you formulate your thoughts before I ask you for a prediction here, Sage. As both teams loading up into the lobby, Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. Game number 7 coming to your mobile devices. Sage, who you got?
I've got myself memorizing games. Okay, that
okay.
is so embarrassing. But I'm sticking with my prediction. I've had this prediction all series long. Frost are gonna play their brand of Rocket League. They're gonna get started fast. They're gonna win this one. I think a score of 4-1. 4-1.
In Sage's completely unbiased opinion, that is his answer. And
Hey, okay.
I'm actually going to have to agree with that one, Sage, as I think Frost is going to take this one out barely. And if they take this one out barely, they're going to have to look ahead, but not before Ginger can get an early shot. Brindy misses his shot, can't find the back of the net. 2 early shots. Oh no, Jolly Rogers messed up his flip. We're seeing a lot of mistakes coming out from both teams. I wonder if that's going to be the thing to really end this game. The ball floating there. Jolly Rogers is still up. Can the Merc fly? It almost flew. The ball in the back of the net. Jinja can't find that ball. Brindy the Blade off the back wall. Icarus finds one touch. Can he find another? As he has Jinja to dunk out. Jinja dunks him out instead. Playing NBA Jam at this point. Jinja can't find that other touch into the back of the net. Instead finds it off the backboard where Jolly is waiting very patiently with his cute heart boost. Is Chad gonna shoot it over to Parallax. Parallax gonna let Chad cook, and that is not necessarily a bad thing as he's been cooking all series. Parallax gonna find a touch over to Jolly Rogers. Jolly Rogers gives it over to the opposing team, who gives it right back to Jinja, who has a shot, but Parallax there with the save, redeeming his game 6 blunder here. Sage, is Parallax a player to watch here in this game 7?
I think it will be Parallax who will score the game winner in this game 6. I think he and Izichad made pretty awful mistakes to finish off that game 6. I think they'll both make it up and be the 2 goal scorers for this game.
Not a bad prediction at all, Sage. Liking what you're putting down is Frost almost had a very high level play coming out there, almost sent it to his teammate on the backboard, and honestly, I would have lost my mind. As Parallax going to give it to the corner where Brindy the Blade is waiting. Brindy the Blade pops it up. Can Jinja find it? No, he can't. He's waiting for Izichad. Jolly Rogers dunks out one. Icarus with a shot. That's going to float in. No, it doesn't. It just barely misses. And these shots have been trading back and forth here, Sage. Who do you think has the upper hand at this point?
It's hard to tell. I think both teams are playing fantastic. This is the game 7 we want. This is the content we need. I think both teams are playing out of their mind. I have seen more offensive pressure come out from Frost. I think Frost will be the team to score first.
I agree. As Sage, you have not been too incorrect this series with the predictions, so I'm just gonna go with your gut as a mistake coming out. Parallax gonna make the save just barely as the ball almost trickles into the back of the net. An unfortunate touch. Icarus off the sidewall. Here is Jinja. Can he find a teammate? He finds Jolly Rogers, who has a pop shot. Can't find the back of the net. Brindy the Blade over to Jolly Rogers. Jinja is just waiting for that counterattack possibility, which has been so prevalent for Frost. Parallax over to Brindy the Blade off the sidewall. 1 minute, 45 seconds to go. Can either team last the test of time? Jolly Rogers over to Brindy the Blade. Can a goal be scored late here? Brindy the Blade off the backboard. Can he find a teammate? No, he finds Izichad instead. Jolly Rogers over to the sidewall. Can he find a teammate? Parallax is there. Jinja, sidewall again. Icarus back out to the middle. Izichad trying to find that extra touch to boost his team to a game 7 victory here at the highest stakes possible. Parallax, what an insane shot, and what a dagger.
With their season on the line, hanging in the balance, Parallax, like I said, opens up the scoring with 1 minute and 17 left in this game 7.
Sage, we just talked about how much of a factor he was going to be in this game 7. I'm so glad that he was probably listening to the cast and he was like, yep, I'm just going to do it all myself, and I don't blame him, as Parallax has been the man. He will erase any doubts with that game 6 and push his team hopefully to a game 7 victory if the Vandals don't have something to say about it. As Jinja gonna have an unfortunate miss, gonna give it over to Brindy. Brindy off the sidewall, gonna try to find a touch. Icarus finds a touch instead. Can Jolly Rogers just finish this? He 50s out Izichad. Jinja up with the ball. The backboard is there. Can one of these players find the net? Brittany the Blade with the shot. He can't find the back of the net. Oh my goodness, they're trading blows here. 40 seconds left. Jinja over to Parallax. He can't find the touch. Icarus, Jolly Rogers. Parallax over to Brittany the Blade. Brittany the Blade pops it up. Here's an opportunity here, but not before Chad can get to it. As Jinja with a shot. Icarus, what a save. And I'm on the edge of my seat here. Brittany the Blade off the corner. Can't find another touch. Chad's gonna have to try to clear this. Jinja has some time. He has a shot. Never mind the pass. Jolly Rogers. He can't put it in the back of the net. 10 seconds left. Brittany the Blade down to Jolly Rogers. He can't find it. Jinja to the backboard. One last chance. Chad gonna clear it out. Jinja finds a touch, and nobody is gonna be there. Heartbreak strikes for Vandals, and Sage, I'm out of breath.
Parallax asked me to call him Parawarallax for the rest of the series. I did not think he earned it. Parawarallax, you have earned the name change. That was an insane Game 7 out of you. 1 goal, 3 saves, almost 400 points. You, sir, have booked your team a ticket in the semifinals.
And so well deserved from this Frost team. They fought so hard, and kudos to this Vandals team. Really made it interesting. I know Rockerman enjoyed the content. I enjoyed the content. My voice did not, however, but it was one heck of a series. So glad you guys could join us here, and I just want to go over the teams one more time. What we saw in that game 1 from Frost really looked like it would be kind of a sweep or 4-1 kind of game, but Vandals really brought it back, brought it to this Game 7 off that 0-second Game 6 goal, Sage. I mean, can you tell me anything about this series that really soak it into the viewers?
You know what? If I was in that position, I would have choked. That so much pressure built up in that last minute after that Parallax goal. The Vandals had so much pressure, so many shots. Unfortunately, they were not able to connect on a single one. That might have been the most pressure that they had all series, and just an unfortunate finish for them. They had a great season. They were the 4th seed, 12-6. Do not let this game signify what your season was.
Both great teams, both gave us amazing content, but we are running a little behind, so I'm just going to have to throw it to the next game on the docket. We're going to the Rival League. It's going to be some fun over there. I want to thank you again, Sage, for joining me in the booth. Always a pleasure, sir.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm going to just throw it back to myself then. Hopefully you guys stick around. This Rival League matchup is no joke, and you guys know it. I'm sure the chat is going to get super hyped. Let's just bring it back. Don't go anywhere.
Baby, take a number. Baby, take a number. Baby, take a number. Baby, take a number. One for your daddy's debit declining, and 2 for the pictures nobody's liking. You're all 3 strikes, so you're always going out. You're the one my mom was always warning me about. Oh, baby, take a number. Baby, take a number.